Hello and welcome once again to another new Junction video. Today we continue with the layout progress by adding a scenic bridge, we add a signal box and something rather atmospheric from Gaugemaster. Right, so where the two MTs just come out, we can see where we got to in the last episode, which was pretty much the two bridges and then the polystyrene sculpted out into the various hills, etc. It's all dry and we're ready to carry on. Now, if we follow the train, so I'm going to gently move the camera up, you can see now this is half of the scenic scene, or one half of the layout in this mode. And I was looking at this now, I've added in the rest of the hills on the far side. Now you can see that's another 4 foot of polystyrene. That's now in, roughly cut down, and gives you an idea of what it's going to be like. However, I was thinking to myself, we need to make this a bit more interesting. The heritage line as it stands looks very open, very placed. I want to create the feel of history to the heritage line, i.e. it's been there first and other things have been built over it, such as the mainline. Now the mainline would be the latest big project to be built in and around the landscape, so that it's unlikely for it to have bridges over it, etc. So I thought what I really want to do is, if I bring it back down again, couple of things. So this is a roadway, and I thought, well, this goes up to the engine shed storage sidings area. It's a bit basic, a bit boring. We can do better than that. So I thought, what if we continued the bank up, crossed over the railway, so it goes from going under, up and then over, and then down the side towards the station, which is further on up the scene. That would add some real interest to the layout, and also opens the door to having a full loop roadway, which was the original idea, which of course we could then use something like a fallow car system to have a bus or something going round, and I think that would add just a bit more interest. So I've been busy, I've cut some more polystyrene down, and I'll show you what it looks like. As the two MTs coming back, we can see here is a rough piece of polystyrene that I have sculpted with the wire cutter out of the spare pieces from doing the rest of the scenery. And here is my imitation bridge. So this was inspired by the road bridge just outside of Goathland Station on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. Now, those of you who don't know the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, it is also Hogsmeade, from the Harry Potter film series. Basically, it's just a very small road, and it winds up and over the track and then goes back down the line. So I think this has got legs. So a future project, this can stay, but this obviously we're going to have to craft a bridge, and we'll have a go at doing that later on. Not being straight across the line, just to give it a bit more of a natural feel. I think it'd be quite the challenge to get a sort of S-bend bridge, especially as the height deviates so much. It also nicely splits the scene, so you've got the nice single track running just before it, and then of course you go onto the shed side on the other side. Now I keep saying shed side, I don't plan on having a shed as yet, it's more just a storage yard, so I should really stop saying that. However, going this way of course, you've then got the point work and then onto the station. And I thought, what better way to add a bit more interest and a bit more ambience to the scene than adding in a signal box, but not just a signal box. So I wanted to breathe a bit more life into the scene down here, and you can do that no better way than adding some buildings. So I took myself off to the local model shop and I treated myself to this brand new Bachmann GCR signal box. Now this is based on Rothley Cabin. As you can see, this particular one on the picture is Rothley Cabin, which, believe it or not, is at Rothley Station on the Great Central Railway. Now I have gone for the maroon and cream version. I did contemplate the green one, however I thought by the time all my snow looking hillside is actually green, this might blend in a bit too much, and I wanted it to stand out from afar, so I went with this one. Now, out of the box, here it is in all its glory. And here it is. Now, as you can see, it's a fairly standard looking signal box, and ordinarily it would be a carve out a space for it to go on the layout and job done. There you go, signal box. However, I wanted to add something new which I've not used before, and it's something I had to turn to Gaugemaster for. But before I show you what that is, I'm going to carve a space out in the polystyrene for this signal box to go before I wire it in. How's that for a clue? And here we are. So the signal box is in. That doesn't take much effort at all. Now I will dress up the area appropriately. I think I'll have the road actually come down, so by the time it's here, the polystyrene will actually be back to ground level again. Just thinking aloud to the scene as it goes that way. That's for another day. What I'm doing today is actually bringing life to what is ordinarily quite a static and still Edition 20 layout. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you may see I've got a pair of wires here. Now, these come straight off the track. Now, they are attached currently to my point blades. They can be any piece of track. They don't have to be point blades. It's just I had two droppers here that weren't plugged into the main bus system yet. And this. Now, this is a Gaugemaster Scenic Sounds module. I've seen a few of these in action, and I think they're 25-30 pounds. There's various types of them, and in essence they play themed sounds. So this one I believe is the Lineside module, and it plays signal box ambient noise. So point levers throwing, the bells between the signal boxes. It's actually amazingly satisfying. It's such a simple addition. All you do, two wires into the side of it, if you can see that, and then pop it inside the signal box, and away you go. And it is DCC, so if you've got a DCC layout like this, you can control the sounds or let them play randomly. Now I like to let them just play randomly, so I'm going to wire this up now, put it in the signal box, and then let you have a listen for a few seconds. So as you've seen from that little bit of shunting, it does add a lot of atmosphere to the layout. And don't worry, if you do get fed up with all the bird noises and the lever pulling, you can turn it off. Right, I think next time I'm going to focus a bit more not only on the new bridge, but also on the landscaping, get that finished and get that ready for plaster bandage, because lots of plaster bandage has arrived. And talking about new arrivals, as you can see on your screen, it's the brand new 37402 Stephen Middlemore from Curascale, pulling the brand new FNAD nuclear flash wagons with working flashlight, shameless plug, and they are trundling around very nicely on the layout. I may do a separate video on those. It won't be a review because that would be unfair, seeing as I work for a Curascale. However, I think they look rather nice on my modern image layout and setting. So I think you'll agree the layout is starting to come together a bit more. I'm now looking towards the bridge at the very back, just there. Now, you've probably noticed I've gone on with the lower deck first. Now, this is because the bridge at the back, the tunnel entrances I should say at the back, had to be redone. They are now slightly wider, and we'll be getting on with that very soon. And that's really what's been holding up this side. I've also been looking at back scenes, so this side of the layout's going to come together very, very quickly. So let's waste no more time on this video and I'll get on with the next one. So as ever, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to the channel members and patrons. This is appreciated. Don't forget, if you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe, and I'll do my best to bring you more of these shorter updates, usually every 2 weeks. So I'll do my best. Right, I just wanted to see the 37 come round again, really. Thank you very much, as ever, for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.